Mhm. Hmm. Huh. You know, when it comes to the Guardians, this team just doesn't make any sense, right? They just don't. Just gotta wait for YouTube Studio. Oh, all right. Notification went out, and we're ready to go. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. And of course, we got to start it off by recapping the second leg of the Ohio Cup. Heading into the series, everybody knew if the Guardians lost just one game in this series, the Ohio Cup trophy that we've held for pretty much like 10, 11 years would be headed south to Cincinnati. Of course, they streamed the first game of the series, right? And what's up, Jacob? Yes, they did, believe it or not. I was actually quite shocked. But I streamed the first game, so I don't need to spend too much time on it. Wade Miley up against Luis Ortiz. And again, for the first little bit, Luis Ortiz looked okay. And then he just fell apart. Falling apart to the tune of 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and 2 dingers allowed. Yeah. And on the other side, it was supposed to be Hunter Green. Remember? I think when I first really started talking about this series, it was slated to be Hunter Green. He got placed on the IL shortly before the series started. So they had Wade Miley on the mound. And this did not go well for him either. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 2 Ks, and no ERA, or no home runs, but he has a 9 ERA. Luis has a 4.26 ERA. Now, in terms of scoring, of course, the Reds would get on the board first. It's been a theme for the Guardians, giving up runs first, right? Having to make a comeback. Fraley gets them on the board with an RBI single in the top of the second. And then TJ Friedl would homer in the top of the third to give him a 2-0 lead. Yep. Now, not to be outdone, though, the Guardians would respond thanks to Angel Martinez, RBI single. And then J-Ram would continue his on-base streak with a line drive to right field, which would then score Martinez, and Lane Thomas runs himself into an out at third. Just a messy sequence there. But the game is tied. And then Carlos Santana would give us the lead with an RBI single right after that. So just imagine, if Lane Thomas wasn't a dingus and get himself out, he probably could have scored a couple runs there. But no, of course, they had to be a dingus too. They have run themselves into an alarming number of outs this year. You don't know where the base running IQ went. They just be running themselves into outs. That pisses me off. They always say, man, you do not want to be that guy to make an out at third base, especially knowing who's coming up after him, right? Anyways, we're up 3-2. And then in typical Guardians fashion, because we can never have anything nice these days, Jake Fraley would homer to give them the lead, or tie the game up at top of the fourth at 3. And then from this point on, actually from the 2nd to the 7th, the Reds would score every freaking inning. Christian Encarnacion Strand, sac fly in the 5th, 4-3, Reds. Top 6, Gavin Lux, RBI single, 5-3. Top 7, Will Benson had to get in on the fun with an RBI single, 6-3. But then Bo Naylor would get us right back into it with a solo shot. Yeah, peaking at 6-4. Then you got to think, did the Guardians really threaten at this sequence? Right? Because we had 7 hits. And again, Miley walked 4. Second inning, like I said, the walk, double play by J-Rod. Yeah. Obviously, we had that great 1 inning, scored 3 runs in the 3rd. Other than that, they really didn't do much before that. They'd always get themselves into some stupid situations. Naylor would get a base hit. And then, of course, that would lead to Ana Martinez getting the RBI single, thanks to a throwing error. Lane Thomas would walk. Jose would single, bringing in a run, and then Lane would get out at 3rd. They would hit David Fry. J-Ram steals 3rd. They have a chance to add more runs. Santana brings in another run there, 3-2, and then nothing else after that. They could have kept the damage going, too. That could have been one of those big innings that we haven't seen a whole lot of. And then they tied it up. And then after that, bottom 4, J-Rod walks, Bo double play, nothing else. Then they add another run, 4-3. After that, bottom 5, Lane Thomas drew a walk, gets picked off to end the inning. Then they would add another run, bottom 6, a single by Gabe, nothing else happened. 7th inning, they would add another run. Bottom 7, Bo would homer, making it 6-4, which really pisses me off because if we hadn't given up the run in the top of the inning, it would have been 5-4. Then nothing else happened after that. And then bottom 8, again, nothing else happened. Classic. And then they added another run, and then bottom 9, Bo would walk, and then 3 straight outs. So that's how that one would end. Fun. Again, I streamed it. We all saw it together. So we lose 7-4. Wade Miley got his first win. He's 9-0 9-0. 1-0 with a 9 ERA. Luis Ortiz is now 3-7 with a 4.26 ERA. Pagan got the save, 16 saves, 3.45 ERA. That's game 1. Game 2 comes up, and this was like the exact opposite. Really nothing happened. The Guardians couldn't do a damn thing against Andrew Abbott, who went a complete game, 3 hit, 1 walk, 5K shutout. He has a 1.87 ERA. He's actually really good. Ciccone on the mound for the Guards. And just like Luis, he was actually rolling for a while. And then again, it just fell apart. Yeah, it just fell apart. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 8 Ks and a walk. 4.26 ERA. And that run came from Spencer Steer in the top of the 5th. As far as how that run came to be, well, Will Benson would double. Yeah, Will Benson doubled. He was all over the place against Benson. Spencer Steer would single, right? And then Jake Fraley would walk after the run scored. But nothing else would really happen after that. Our pitching really held them down after that. Now, what really kills me is the Guardians had a couple chances to tie the game, especially at the end. Right? Because in the ninth, Stephen Kwan walked. Okay? They didn't really throw him anything good to hit. So he took a walk. So there's your tying run. David Fry comes to the dish. Okay? And they called ball 4 a strike. Yeah. They called it a strike. It was kind of borderline, debatable. They call that ball a ball. If they call that strike a ball, there's 2 on, nobody out, with JRM at the dish. But instead, David Fry grounds into a double play, and then JRM would single, and then Santana flies out. And that's how it would end. Classic. So Abbott got the win. He's 6-1, 187 ERA. Sacconi's 1-3 with a 4.26 ERA. Yep. Gotta give credit though to Festa, Enright, Gaddis, and Junis. They all held it down, believe it or not. They just couldn't get past Abbott. So then it's time for the Guardians to save face and at least win a game. Don't get season swept. 0-6. So to preserve our dignity and not get swept twice, we had Logan Allen on the mound going up against Nick Lodolo. And believe it or not, Logan Allen was up to the challenge. Now, the good thing for Logan was he had run support, and a lot of it, as the Guardians would actually score first, again, something that they love to do in these last games of the series. J-Ram would extend his on-base streak, and I guess his hitting streak too, I think. 37 games now in a row he has reached base. RBI double made it 1-0. And then comes the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning comes up. Martinez would single. Lane Thomas would single. David Fry would strike out. Yeah, he would strike out. He swung at some bad pitches. He should have there should have been at least like a full count, but no, he was way too aggressive. Runners at the corners, right? And he strikes out. J-Ram comes to the plate, and he gets hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the at-bat. The pitch was so far inside, it doesn't even show up on the screen here on MLB on the game day app. So he gets on base, right? He stays in the game. He goes to bases loaded. And on the first pitch of the very next at-bat again by Carlos Santana, he takes a pitch that was on the outside, other side of the plate, opposite field, for a grand slam. Yeah. Yep. Remember, in the game before last night, Santana had a ball that looked like it was going to go off the wall. And, of course, also in the game last night, I didn't mention this as well. J-Ram almost had what could have been a triple, but then Jake Fraley robbed him. So safe to say there was no robbing this one, as he would get a grand slam, making it 5-0 Guardians. And then nothing else would really happen. They would respond with Ellie De La Cruz homer, his 13th of the year. He finally did something. 5-1. Nothing else happens after that. Fourth inning comes up. The Guardians would add 2 more, courtesy of a Kyle Manzardo. RBI 2-run double. Yeah. Stephen Vogt The moment they brought a righty in, because Lyon Richardson came in to pitch for Nick Lodolo, a righty. The moment they brought in a righty, Kyle grabbed the bat, went to the plate, got 2 runs. Beautiful work from run double, and then nothing else would happen. And then we'd go to the top and bottom of the 6th inning. TJ Friedl would get another home run, his 7th, making it 7-2. And the Guardians would swiftly respond with an Ana Martinez RBI single, which would score 1. It was deflected by Elly De La Cruz. So 1 run scored there. And then with runners on first and second, nobody out, Lane Thomas, who hadn't really played much this year due to injury, just coming back from plantar fasciitis, he went yard to right field. Apo Taco for the Lane train. Woo woo, baby. Woo woo. His first of the year. And it's 11-2. And that would be the final score, as the Guardians would shut them down for the rest of the game. In fact, I don't know if they got another hit the rest of the game, actually. They got a walk from Friedl, but that was it. Oh, no, they got a single by De La Cruz, Strand hit by a pitch, and that was it. Clase came in and did his work. Okay, cool. So, Logan Allen, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. Beautiful stuff. 6 Ks, but 2 homers. 4.28 ERA for Logan Lodolo. 3 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and a homer. Yeah, they just brought up La Sorsa too, and he got whacked. He got crushed. I think he was the one that... No, he didn't give up the grand slam. No. I think all those ones went to Lodolo. Yeah. But he did, but La Sorsa gave up 4 runs himself. That's tough. So the Guardians salvage the series. They don't get swept. Logan Allen's now 4-4 with a 4.28 ERA. Lodolo goes to 4-5 with a 3.76 ERA. And now that's it for the Ohio Cup. So congrats to the Reds. You guys take the trophy home for the first time in like 10 years. See how long they can hold on to it. Right? Because I'm sure the Guardians are going to be extra hungry next year to take that trophy back. Especially if we're healthy and stuff. Because this year our pitching staff was not great for the most part. No Shane Bieber, obviously. We'll see what they look like next year. All I'm going to say is you better keep that trophy nice and clean and don't break it, because we'll be coming for it next year. Yeah. 4-4. Lodolo 4-5. Reds only had 2 runs, both homers, 5 hits. Guardians 11 runs on 13 hits and an error. The funniest part is, you look at the lineup on paper, it's so bad. I was literally calling this a punt lineup. Lane Thomas, Fry, Manzardo pinch hit, of course, but Thomas, Fry, J. Ram, Santana, Arias, Jones, J. Rod, Nunez. Like, that bottom of the order is so damn bad, dude. Oh my God. And they scored 11 runs. Dude, the Reds should literally just give us a trophy back just for that. You give up 11 runs to what I considered a punt lineup. No Stephen Kwan. Yeah, the lineup was so unserious at the start. Yeah, you get a Lane Thomas 3 hit, 3 RBI, a ding-dong game from him. Manzardo 2 hits, 2 RBIs for him. J. Ram, okay, whatever. He extended his on-base streak. Santana, Grand Slam Tana. Arias stunk like ass. Putrid ass. Hot ass. Nolan Jones, who cares? He walked. J-Rod got a hit and a run, scored. Dom Nunez, two hits for Dominic Nunez. Oh, wow. Dominic Nunez, huh? Who? Even Angel Martinez got 3 hits. Like I'm saying. Well, actually, no, that was Nolan Jones, but Martinez should be in the 2 hole, and Nolan Jones should be in the 9 hole. Let's see what they're trying to do. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. Rangers don't allow 11 runs often now because of their pitching staff. You saw my tweet, Karam. That's funny. Yeah, Dashy's pretty much been in his feelings now ever since that game ended. Sick Dashy, though. He's over here blaming the umpires when his team gave up 11 runs. It's hilarious to me, man. It's hilarious. You gave up 11 runs, and you're blaming the umpires. Dom Nunez is he's a career AAA catcher. He's only up because Austin Hedges is currently on the concussion IL. And in fact, let's see here. Let's take a look at the game logs for Nick Lodolo. He's given up 2-0-0-4-5-0, 6 against Washington back on May 3rd. That is the most runs before today that he's given up. That's tough. 2-3-1-3-0-3, and now 6. Damn. Now in that game, he gave up 10 hits, 7 runs, and 6 earned with a homer. Today, 5 hits, 6 runs, 1 homer. That was the grand slam. So when he gives up hits, I mean, we made him pay for it in 3 1/3 innings. Ouch. Now, I told my guy RQ this earlier on Twitter in the DMs. If you're a Reds fan, right, you're probably, loving life. Yeah, man, we took 2 or 3 from the guards. We got the trophy. We lit, man. Dashy is going to make a video saying, we the big dogs of Ohio now. No, you're not. Because we bitch smacked you freaking today. You should just give us the trophy back just for that. You got cooked. You got whacked by a punt lineup, pretty much. And you let Logan Allen cook you, pretty much, too. Logan does that, though. He's sporadic. That pisses me off. But if you're the Reds and you want to figure out if this team is serious or if they're just frauds, because we've seen it from them before, right? They've had a hot month or a hot couple weeks, and then they fall flat on their face. The upcoming stretch over the next month or so, that'll tell us a lot about that team. Because let's take a look at the standings in the MLB, right? Where do they stand? Are they in striking distance of the Central? Considering the Cubs, how good they've been. The Cardinals and the Brewers have always had their number, seemingly. The Cardinals, yeah, they're 4th. They're comfortably 4th, though. They're like, what is it now, 7 games ahead of the Pirates? And that's tough. 7 games ahead of Pittsburgh. Wow. And they are actually right behind the Brewers, a game back of them, 2 back of the Cardinals. The Guardians are only a half a game out of 2nd in the Central. That's how bad the other 3 teams have been besides the White Sox. That's how bad all 3 of the other teams have been. The Tigers have just been that good. But if we know the Guardians, they get a hot month, they'll be right back in it. And I know exactly how to do that, guys. How about we call up some of the young studs, the dogs in the AAA system, huh? Or maybe make a move or 2. That would work. Right? So as I said in the well, before I get to what I said earlier, talking about in the description how the Guardians begin a 3-city, 9-game road trip out west. Let's take a look at the Reds' upcoming schedule. Because again, this will tell us if they are real, if they should be taken seriously, if they're fraudulent. Because, I mean, if there's one thing I know about Tito teams, they always show up against the best. But it's going to be tough now. Wait, what happened? Oh, Morosi. Ah, of course. What's he tweeting about? What's he even tweeting about? And he's not tweeting about nothing good. Okay, whatever. So the Reds got the Tigers with Martinez, Singer, and Miley against Montero, Flaherty, and Gibson Long. Ooh, they avoid Skubal. Ooh, they consider themselves lucky. Then they get the Twins, the mid-ass Twins. Festa, Ober, and Paddock against Abbott, Lodolo, and Martinez. And then they get those pesky-ass Cardinals. Singer, Miley, and Abbott against Palante, Mikolas, and Liberator. But then they have this ungodly, insanely tough part of the schedule. They host New York, the Yankees. They really got to face the Yankees. Now, if this is the way it's going to go, let's see. Abbott, it'll be Lodolo, Martinez, and Singer against the Yankees at home. Ooh. We're going to see who the Yankees are going to have in that series. I hope the Yankees don't have to give them the Fried and Rodon hair, bro. Oh, my God. Then they get San Diego. Oh, my God. Then they get Boston on the road. And Boston's a pesky team. And then they go to Philly. And then they have Miami, okay, and then Colorado. So if they can get through the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 series with no problem, they are a serious team. But it's that stretch of games that can make or break your season. And it all starts on Friday the 13th. Oh, God. Friday the 13th? Oh. They're going to get a combined no-hitter from the Tigers bullpen, aren't they? Oh, my God. That's just their luck. Oh, wait. Yeah. Lack of. Tigers are, they're damn good, too. Yeah, they're like one of the best teams in baseball. Now, before I get into this series coming up, by the way, the Guardians have an off day tomorrow. So I might do a baseball game. Maybe. Is there a game on MLB Network or anything? Kansas City, New York. Ew. Warren and Lugo. Ew. I'm not doing that game. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do any games. Nah. I'll hold off. Well, Mizorowski is pitching against Sonny Gray. But it's not going to be on TV. Okay. Sonny Gray. Let's see here. Let me get our other series lined up here before I forget. Okay, so again, we got Guardians After Dark coming up. And they have not officially announced the 3 starters for them. We just do this when we have off days. They don't officially announce who's pitching. So I can't do a preview, really. I can't really dig into their matchups against a pitcher for the most part. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the previous game and I'm going to just go through their pitching. I already have ESPN up, so I could just look and see who we would have to face. The Yankees right now, if the trends continue, because of course the Yankees, they got 2 more coming up against Kansas City tonight and tomorrow. Then they get Boston for 3 again. Crochet, Dobbins, and Bayo versus Yarbrough, Rodon, and Fried. Damn, getting Rodon and Fried back-to-back hammers? Oh, God. And you know what sucks? The Reds, because Rodon faces the Angels and Fried against the O's. Schmidt, Warren, Yarbrough, oh my God. Yarbrough, Rodon, and Fried. They have to face all 3 of them. I mean, both of them. Oh, hell no. Oh, that's tough. Wait a minute. Let me see this. Let me see if I can diagnose what their matchups could be. Because it's Warren against the O's, right? Warren against the O's. So game 1 will be Yarbrough. Game 2 will be Rodon. Game 3 will be Fried. Oh my God. So Yarbrough versus Lodolo. No. Yeah, Abbott. Yeah. Lodolo, Yarbrough. Lodolo, Yarbrough. Rodon versus Martinez. And Singer versus Fried. Yo. Guardians face at that time, too. So it sucks. If the Guardians have an off day during one of those 2 games, Rodon or Fried, I might do that game. Wait, when was this now? Okay. The 23rd, 24th, and 25th of June. 23rd. That's an off day, and we have Toronto. Well, technically, I could do the final game. Singer versus Fried. I might do that game for Reds and Yankees because the Guardians play earlier that day, June 26th, 1 o'clock. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that then. So that'll be fun. Yep, that'll be a blast. I might have to think about doing that. Depends on where the Reds and Yankees are heading into that series. Especially if the Reds are as hot as they look right now. I might have to do that. Now, getting into the series against the Seattle Mariners. All right? As I will pull up the StatMuse, of course. Now, for game 1, which will be on the 13th, right? Yeah. Friday the 13th. Oh, joy. It'll be Gavin Williams. Now, here's the tricky thing, though, because this is Williams. I don't understand your question. Gavin Williams versus the Mariners. What is there to not understand? What do you mean there's nothing there? 2 at-bats. Oh, that's Ortiz. Whoops. Yeah, Gavin. Again. Oh, wait, no. That's right. Polanco, Garver, and Arozarena from elsewhere. That's true. Yeah, he's never faced them because, like, J.P. Crawford's never faced him. Moore's never faced him. Raleigh, J-Rod, Solano. Yeah, the guys that have been there never faced him. The guys that are from elsewhere, they haven't done anything against him either. They're all for like 0 for 4, 0 for... Makes it easy, though. Right? There's nothing to talk about because he's never faced him. Now, on the flip side, again, like I talked about, Luis Castillo, we kicked his butt every time lately. Like it's been like a routine butt whipping every time we face him. It's Jose Barrios, right? Every time we face Jose Barrios, we always beat his butt. Makes me wonder, are we going to face Barrios this year? Let me see who we got to face this time around. Because I know we went to Toronto. We did pretty well last time. I think. We won 2 out of 3. And the one win was thanks to Daniel freaking Schneemann, of all people. Let me take a look here real quick as I will go through the other 2 games. The Mariners are second in the West at 33 and 33. Guardians are third at 35 and 32, by the way. All right. So let me just take a look real quick here. I'm also looking to get the pitching, the last few outings for the Mariners. So let's go. Let's just click on Brian Wu. Just so I can at least, pull that up. All right. Gavin is 5-3 with a 3.86 ERA, 71 Ks. It's been good. He's had some really, really good starts and a couple bad ones, but when his stuff is in there, when his stuff is locked in, when he's in the groove, he is so good. So good. He started off kind of rough, though, but he's been much better over the last few outings. I mean, against Houston, a pretty damn good Houston team, by the way. No decision, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. His worst outing, I think, was against the Dodgers, because that's the damn Dodgers. He did bounce back really well against the Angels, though. 6 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Wonderful stuff there. On the flip side, you look at Luis Castillo. What has he been up to? Again, these things are subject to change, and it seems like they always do. Just reading through Twitter real quick, guys, just to make sure I haven't missed anything. So Castillo, he's 4-4. So Castillo, he's 4-4 with a 3.31 ERA in 13 games. 73 in the third inning, 60 ERA in 13 games. 73 in the third inning, 60 Ks. He's coming off a not so great start against the Angels. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 5 Ks, no walks. Took a loss though, after he looked solid against Houston and Minnesota. Now, game 2 for the Guardians will be Tanner Bibee, 4-6, 3.81 ERA, 62 Ks. Apparently, potentially, possibly, going up against George Kirby. Now, let me pull up George Kirby. Remember, we crushed him last year, too. Tanner Bibee versus the Mariners. Now, Bibee against the Mariners career-wise, only Polanco has 2 RBIs. He's faced him 8 at-bats. That's Jorge Polanco, by the way, former Twin and D-back. But yeah, that's it there. 4-6, 3.81 ERA, 62 Ks for Tanner. George Kirby, 1-3, 4 games, 25 Ks, coming off his first win of the year against the Angels. 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, and 14 Ks. Oh my God. 14 strikearoos for George Kirby. My God. And I was coming off back-to-back losses to Washington and Baltimore. That's crazy. Then, of course, Tanner against the Mariners, 3 hits, 1 walk, 12 Ks, and 6 innings against the Mariners, and 1 start back on June 19th. He was phenomenal. Again, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3-hit shutout ball, 1 walk. Masterclass out of Tanner. A Tanner Bibee masterclass. Beautiful. Now, George Kirby versus the Guardians. Last year, we smoked this fool. I think he faced Bieber, didn't he? We put up like 10 runs on him. On the Mariners themselves, but I know we touched him up real good last year. To start the year. But yeah, Tanner, okay, let's see here. Let's see who the Blue Jays. Let's see. Do we face Barrios? Oh, I don't think we do. Bassett, off day, or somebody. They haven't listed somebody against Rodriguez against the. Yeah. They don't have anybody listed against the Diamondbacks on June 18th. Against Rodriguez. Erod. Gausman, Francis, Barrios, Bassett. So it'll be somebody, Gausman, and Francis. Darn it. I wanted to face freaking Barrios and kick his ass again. Now, George Kirby's 0-1 with a 7.11 ERA, 8 Ks in 3 appearances. Last year, again, was his worst outing against us in his career. He's normally been really good, but he hasn't really gone deep into games. 2 of his 3 outings, he went barely 3 innings. And last year, 3 2/3 innings, 8 runs on 10 hits. 8 runs on 10 hits and no home runs allowed. That's just pure torture. That's torture ball. And that's it for that. And then, of course, almost forgot to mention about George Kirby, too. 25 Ks, 20 2/3 innings, 4 starts, 1 3. So, yeah. Be nice if we could wreck him again. That'd be great. Now, to wrap it all up, it'll be Luis Ortiz. 3-7, 4.26 ERA, 76 Ks. Going up against Emerson Hancock. Hancock. And looking at Emerson Hancock, he's 2-2 and 11 starts, 41 Ks, 55 1/3 innings with a 5.04 ERA. He's had 3 straight no decisions. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks against Arizona. No decision. Calling him no decision man. Of course, he's facing the pitcher who notoriously does not get run support. Yeah, Gavin, we already know about him. I talked about him. Houston looked really good. Tanner Bibee. I mean, what is there to say about Tanner, right? He's been like the stop guy. Tanner, no decision against Houston. 6 innings. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks. Beautiful outing. Just nothing else happened. And then, of course, Luis, we already talked about him. I don't need to talk about him anymore. I already went through what he's done. He needs a bounce back game, for sure. Now, Luis Ortiz against the Mariners. Let's take a look. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Need Seattle to keep losing? Oh, you were at the game today? Dude, Eric! Game. That's cool though. You went and you got to see Carlos Santana hit a grand slam. And some lucky 2 lucky people won a car. No. one lucky person won a car, and another lucky person won tires, which is weird. It's too bad the same person couldn't win the car and tires, because it'd be so like cool, right? Hey, I got a car and I got new tires for said car. Karam says, "Go D-backs," right? Ortiz against Seattle. He's been faced them one time back in 2023 with the Pirates. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 homers. Got a no decision. So there's that. And then Emerson Hancock against the Guardians last year. Or let me see. But against Luis, Cal Raleigh, and J-Rod both have homers off of him with an RBI apiece. But again, that was from 2023. Yeah. That was during J-Rod's like monumental year. Yeah. Hancock took a W on April 1st. What a joke. Yeah. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed, and a homer. That was it. That's his only outing against us. So I like our chances against the Mariners. It'll be a tough series. It always is. It's always tough playing in Seattle because of how big that ballpark is. It's a pitcher park. So I think our pitchers will be good. But it'll be tough, right? And then, of course, they go to face San Francisco. And right now the forecast says Ciccone versus Robbie Ray, Logan Allen versus Hayden Birdsong, and then we get Gavin Williams versus Logan Webb. That'll be fun. I might even stream one of those games. And then that'll set up Tanner Bibee against Springs, Ortiz against Spence, and Ciccone against Sears in Sacramento before they head back home for 6 games home stand against Toronto and St. Louis before they head out to Chicago, and then they have Detroit again to start the month of July. So yeah, with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Fun stream. Love doing it, right? And we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Guardians take at least 2. But knowing the Guardians, they're going to win 1, and it'll be the series finale because that's how they do it. Right? That's how they roll these days. They love to take the series finale. They're so good at not getting swept. They're elite at it. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Shout out to everyone who came through in the stream today. Shout out to Jacob, Daniel, Karam, of course, and Eric. Shout out to Ohio Game Talks, cool Reds fan, also a fellow Cavs fan. You know, really cool dude over there. And believe it or not, even a shout out to you-know-who, old Dashy. Because even though I like to troll that dude and piss him off, I mean, yeah, I've seen bigger douchebags than him, that's for sure. He just pisses me off because he's always freaking blaming other people than who you should be blaming. This dude's on freaking Twitter blaming the umpires for his team giving up 11 runs. Don't forget, the Guardians also got shafted many times in this series, too. Just look at game 2. David Fry draws that walk. J-Ram comes up and hits that single. The game is tied. And who knows what happens after that. Right? Again, I can't speak on hypotheticals. Did he not get a hit today? I thought he did. He did. Yeah. And with that being said, guys, I will see y'all later. I'm going to get back to watching these highlights from Browns minicamp. All right. Yeah, guys, I'll see you later. Had a fun time? Well, that's good to hear, Eric. You got to see the Guardians put up 11 runs with a punt lineup, no less. Love to see it. I'll see you guys tonight in about 3 or so hours for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And don't forget, Game 4 is on Friday. Short turnaround. That'll be fun. Get to watch basketball and then watch the rest of the Guardians game. It's going to be a rare occasion where the Guardians game will start after or while the basketball game's going. So that'll be fun. So yeah, guys. See y'all later. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guardians. And I'm out. Damn, Eric had so much fun he's saying it 3 times. Bye-bye. Yeah.